Hey everybody, my name is Trisha Pyatt and I'm a licensed professional counselor and you are watching My Therapy Girl. Today I want to address the pandemic that we are experiencing right now. It is a crazy, crazy world that we're living in, and we are experiencing things that we've never experienced before and probably never will again in our lifetime. And from my clients that I'm meeting with throughout the day, I'm hearing a lot of fear. There is a lot of fear surrounding them in this entire situation. Fear about getting sick, fear about losing someone that they care deeply about, fear about not having enough stuff in their house to be able to hole up for a while. And all of those things have to do with lack of control. So anytime we experience a lack of control when something is out of our control, it feels really scary and it can cause our anxiety to skyrocket. And even people that don't deal with anxiety on a regular basis can experience some anxiety when something is out of their control. So I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a viral video going around, and if I can find it, I'll post it in the comments. But it's a video of a squirrel who's trying to climb up a bird feeder pole. And the owners of the bird feeder actually put grease on the pole so that the squirrels can't get up there and eat all the bird food. And so this poor squirrel is trying to get up this pole, but it's just, almost like a treadmill. Like it's just not going anywhere. It's like sliding and it can't make it. And no matter how hard that squirrel tries, it's not getting up that pole. And that's kind of like control. Sometimes something is happening that's out of our control, but we still think there's something we can do about it. And honestly, the more that we try to control something that's not in our control to begin with, we're just going to feel more frustrated and more anxious. Just like that squirrel is going to get more and more frustrated the more he tries, because there's no way he can accomplish what he's trying to accomplish. And so with control, if we keep trying, we're still not going to get anywhere. And so what we have to do is we have to acknowledge the things that we can't control. And what we can do then is kind of zoom in and narrow our focus and think about something that we can control. So I'm going to show you my marker board here, just to kind of show you about related to the pandemic, things that you cannot control, things that you can control. So as you can see in the big circle, those are all things that you cannot control. No matter how hard you try, you can't control other people, right? Let's let you get a good look at that. Now the inner circle are things that you can control. So during this scary time, even though you can't control any of the blue things here, you can control the things in the red. Those are all things that you can do, something that you can do to control how you're feeling. It's like taking control of that fear and that anxiety that maybe did have control of you. All right. So one good way to think about things that are going on is really to engage that left side of the brain, which is the logic side, and use that side to think about it. And so when we use our emotions to think about it, it all feels really, really scary, right? And, it feels bigger than maybe what it actually is in our world. And it's because that anxiety and that fear is just crippling. And so I'm going to give you a couple tools to be able to really engage that left side of the brain and think logically. So one way is to process everything. So when you are experiencing something and it feels really big, I want you to process it. And the way to process it in a healthy way is to ask yourself 3 questions. And so I came up with these 3 questions a while back, and I use it a lot. And it's been really effective in helping people to process things logically. So question number 1 is, what am I feeling? So this forces you to acknowledge whatever emotion is there. So maybe it's fear, maybe it's neglect, maybe it's just sadness. Question 2 is, why am I feeling it? So what's happening that's really making me feel that emotion? And then the third question is, what can I do about it? Or how can I fix it? So focusing on a solution is going to be really, really helpful. Because if you're not focusing on a solution, then what's the point of processing it? You have to be able to think through it enough to think of a way that you can fix it. And then that's where this control bubble comes in, because the fix a lot of times is going to be focusing on something that you can control in the situation. So that's a super important thing to know and to hold on to. One thing that I have found throughout this whole thing that has been kind of a silver lining for me is just the quality time that I'm getting with my family. We've had really no plans over the last couple of weeks, and we've just stayed kind of holed up in the house. And we've played a lot of games and done a lot of activities together and just really connected as a family. And that's been really cool to experience, to take something that has been so horrendous in our world is actually kind of a positive thing in our house. Maybe that's not true for your house. Maybe you're kind of struggling with that. But I would just encourage you to really embrace the time that you have with your family and focus on, teaching them about what's going on in the world, but also focus on how you're feeling and how you're handling it, and try to model for them a healthy way to respond to everything that's going on. And hopefully the couple of things that I've taught you today will help you to do that. And those are things you can do with your kids too. Feel free to share these things with other people so that they can use these tools as well. Because I really do think that it's been super helpful for a lot of people, and it's even been helpful for me. So hopefully that helps you guys. And if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. This was one that I thought was really relevant, and it can help with a lot of other situations too, not just with what's going on in the world. So let me know if you have any questions or need anything, and have a great day. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, everybody.